Okay, right. Newcastle have lost to Manchester United. Of all the games I don't want to lose in a Premier League season, it's this one. And luckily, we've won the last 3. So this is the first time in my life I've ever seen a Newcastle side go to Old Trafford, and I've been ashamed to lose because they're that shit, this lot. But it turns out we're still fucking worse at the minute. That's how pathetic we are. And I understand we've got a lot of injuries right now, and unlike other clubs around us like Chelsea, Man United, we haven't spent anywhere near the level of money. So when they get injuries, they've still got a certain level of quality they can fall back onto. With us, we got a handful of good players, and the rest is Steve Bruce FC still.
How's your bacon, did you say?
And it's fucking painful. And the time for sentiment and, oh, he's from Newcastle and, oh, he's a good lad and he tries, that's over. If you ever want to be successful, a lot of our fan base need to get it through their heads. Ain't no time for sentiment. You're either good enough or the fucking door's there as far as I'm concerned. Because that Man United side are so shit. And yeah, we still probably should have beat them, but we should have annihilated them. Our away record is 11 defeats out of 18. What the fuck are we serving up for those poor travelling fans, man? It's a long way from Newcastle to pretty much all of the other Premier League clubs. They're getting shafted. And the level of effort just doesn't match the home effort. It just doesn't. And the thing last season that Eddie Howard instilled into these players were an intelligent brand of football and a high-intensity brand of football, and that has been lacking from the last 2 games massively. Even Brighton at home, we were so thick on the ball. Some of those players, the fact that they're even in the Premier League, blows my mind. And I'll be naming and shaming because I don't give a fuck anymore. We'll get to that. Last season, our defensive record was one of the best in the league. Only 3 Premier League teams have conceded more away from home than Newcastle. That drop-off is pathetic. However, then we'll look at some of the goals. Fuck me. God help us, I fucking hate this shit. This is the ball through to Kobbie Mainoo for the goal. The amount of space he's got in that back 4 is an utter shambles. I mean, that is like hang your head in shame sort of stuff, that bad. He has the penalty that should have been. You can't see it from here, obviously a close-up angle. We see Anthony Gordon has his heel scraped down the back of it with the studs from Amrabat, not given somehow. They waved it on straight away. It was like they didn't even check it. It took like that. We've seen them take 5 minutes before, and this was like a glance. There's the actual stamp on the back of the Achilles of Gordon, and there is the literal marks left through the sock, and it wasn't given as a fucking foul. And poor Anthony Gordon says after the game, I was saying to the lads, no, don't worry about it. It'll go to VAR, we'll get the penalty. And the check comes, and you're like, what the fuck is the point? The quicker they get rid of this shit, the better, because they can't be trusted, man. We've got a bunch of numpties looking at these monitors, and they haven't got a fucking clue what they're doing, so just fuck them off and get on with it. At least then, we'll be getting wrong decisions, but at least the game will go quicker. And this header got cleared off the line by Casemiro. I mean, fair play to Casemiro, he did the right thing tracking back, but another chance where we're just fucking around with it. Just put it in the fucking net, man. Against Brighton, we were so toothless, just like this. How many chances do you need? It's this lack of killer instinct. And all the way back at the start of the season, if you look back into my predictions, I said we showed in that cup final we don't have the killer edge mentally. And it's still happening. Fuck me, look at that. It's actually over the line, just not over the line enough. Fuck my life. So this is the goal from Gordon, and at this point in the second half, I'm thinking we're going to go and fucking own these now because they're shit. We've had a penalty, clearance off the line, we've now finally broke the deadlock. We're just going to take it to them. We're on top. Let's stay on top. I don't know what the fuck happened. They're so weak mentally this lot of times. They've got teams like Brighton and Man United right where they want them, and they just fucking spunk it up the wall. And this is a perfectly timed run from Anthony Gordon, one of the players who does have the mental fortitude to actually do it at the big moments. He's not phased in any ground, this guy. He'll go far with that attitude. The rest of them need to have a fucking wake-up call. This really fucked me off, man. So this is Gordon here, sending Isak through. We've got 3v1 here. To be fair, as much as I love Gordon, he probably should have run a lot closer, committed the defender, and exposed more space for Isak. He plays it a bit early, in my opinion. When Isak gets it here, you know that defender is coming sliding in to stop this. Isak, of all people, could have turned him so easily. You're then watching this guy slide away. People are memeing him all over fucking Twitter for the next week, and you slot it home. This is Isak, man. I'm not expecting too much. This is one of the best players in the world. Credit to the defender with the last ditch, but mate, oh my God, man. We should have fucking they're shit. Even Man United fans watching this, you know, we're fucking playing with you at your own ground. This would have been the 4th time in a row we would have beaten you. I'm not exaggerating here. Just counting now. Penalty, goal line clearance, a 1v1, all fucked. Still hits it off the bar, but Isak's not been good enough in the last couple of games. Apparently he's ill. All right, you might be fucking deserves, you know, a bit of slack. He's been carrying us all season, but apparently Callum Wilson's also ill. What the fuck is going on there? He only did a bunch of interviews after coming back back for one fucking game the other day and he's already out again. That can't continue, but I'll get onto that later. So this is a headed clearance from the near post that's fallen here to Ahmad, who's in acres of space. Again, that can't be happening. Even when he hits it, there's too much space here for him to get a clear shot at goal. What are they doing? And I've got to say, Dubravka is fucking wank. I've had enough of this pleb. Dubravka, like the plonker that he is, can't get his hands to it, even though it's well within touching distance. Yeah, he hit it fairly cleanly, but come on. He's fucking useless. I want to give credit to this lad. I don't just want to slag all Man United players off, because I do want to be reasonable to them. He's alright. He's pretty talented. And you think to yourself, if Ten Hag hadn't have spent all that money on these flops, he probably would have played this kid a lot sooner, but he has to justify all the money spunked up the wall. So while everyone's giving Ten Hag credit for playing this kid, he actually would have played a lot sooner if the manager had a fucking clue. But again, it's this revisionism for Ten Hag where he has to play Mainu, he has to play Ahmad because of injuries and players being so bad you literally can't start them. And then when he does play these young kids, what a guy. What a guy. It's amazing how they do that. But yeah, it was a good strike, to be fair to him. Straight through him. Straight fucking through him. Fuck off, honestly. Header from Joe Linton, saved by Onana. That's what I can say to Dubravka. You know you're having a fucking shit game when Onana's playing better than you. So Highland picks the ball up here. He's got 3 defenders in front of him, specifically these 2 lads in Byrne and Hall. Byrne gets close enough to him, you're thinking, alright, you've done enough to make sure that he doesn't get the shot away here. And somehow, 2 touches later, he's absolutely left Byrne for dead. And this is why Dan Byrne can no longer play Premier League football. And this is like putting my dog down, right? Because we love Dan Byrne. That's when you know what you're saying is true. Because I don't even want to say this. He's a really great guy. And maybe as a squad player, you could almost sort of, alright, you can hire him and hopefully he doesn't have to play. But the amount of times where things like that have happened this season and I'm like, this isn't acceptable. It's not fucking on. At the Premier League level, this can't be happening. Lewis Hall probably could have reacted better. The 2 of them should not have let this shot get off. The shot does get off. Dubravka gets a hand to it, still goes in the back of the net. You absolute useless sack of shit. How the fuck he is making money out of football at this level is mental. I can't honestly. Hoyland is starved of service. This kid literally doesn't get anything. That's the one shot he had all game, back of the net. We literally had our foot on their neck and we allowed them to grow into the game. Disgrace. Absolute disgrace. That's when I wanted to switch off. I just thought, you aren't even giving 100% here. Shut up. Fuck off. And they haven't even put the Sean Longstaff one-on-one in the highlights. That's how bad it was. Like, we had so many chances. Sean Longstaff forces a one-on-one save from Onana. How the fuck are you letting that happen? And Lewis Hall rescues a little bit of dignity for himself by smashing a David Beckham wonder goal here from 20-odd yards out on his left foot. Beautiful goal. We know he's got talent. I'm not really worried about him in the long term right now. He's looking pretty good. It's a lot of these senior players who should be hanging their fucking heads in shame. So let's go through the team and see who the fuck needs to go, in my opinion. Sean Longstaff has no business playing at Newcastle United. I wouldn't keep him on the bench. I wouldn't keep him in the squad. I want him out as quick as possible. Geordie lad, yada yada yada, don't care. He should go, right? He's not good enough. End of story. I've got no time for sentiment. If this team wants to win trophies, we're not going to do that with Sean Longstaff in it. End of fucking story. You could say the same for Elliot Anderson. I'm a bit more willing to give him a little bit more time because I don't think he's had anywhere near the level of chances Longstaff has. But we've been told by the club and by the fans, I hear all the time, Elliot Anderson, this, that and the other, he's got all this talent. I'm not seeing it. Is he tidy on the ball? Yeah, so what? I don't care. What's the end product? Are you offering defensive cover? Are you quick and strong enough to get the tackles in, to control the game? Are you good at holding the ball and actually moving the ball forward while maintaining possession? I don't think so far. Gives the ball away cheaply. He's just not good enough. Now, he might prove me wrong because I haven't seen as much of him as I've seen of Longstaff. Longstaff, the mind's been made up for months. If you keep playing like you've been playing this season, you will not be good enough. So that's where I am with him. Bruno definitely underperformed in that game, but obviously we know Bruno's on the level, but he does need help. Joe Linton didn't start. I don't know what the fuck they're waiting for because what's next to Bruno right now is shit. So if he's not fit enough to come back, then fuck knows. Jacob Murphy has the odd moment. He's a bit like Almiron, tries really hard, quick, occasionally makes something happen. Is it ever going to be consistent enough at Premier League level? Probably not. Almiron's even worse. You know, I don't know if you've ever seen One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest where they lobotomize someone on there, but it's like that. It's like he's had a part of his brain removed and now doesn't remember how to kick a ball. Krath, I mean, how the fuck are we going to Old Trafford and starting players like Longstaff, Krath, Burn, Anderson. It sounds like a relegation side, that. The fact that we were even the better side is mind-blowing with that. How are you going to fucking turn up and be Saudi Arabian backed and have Krath and Burn at centre-back? I know the rules are what they are. It just fucking blows my mind. Krath. Honestly. Get the fuck out, mate, will you? Absolute shit. Paul Dummett on the bench. Matt Ritchie on the bench. Another couple of fuckers who are just picking up a wage packet just to be a part of the fucking group. Take the photo afterwards when we win a game. I know they're probably lovely lads. I know they love the club. Honestly, mate, you're stealing a living. There's people who should be in those jobs who actually can do the fucking job at the Premier League level. Yous can't, so fuck off. Nothing personal. Just get the fuck out because you're not good enough. Harvey Barnes on the bench. He hasn't shown anywhere fucking near enough for the amount of money that was spent on him. 35 million on him. He doesn't look anywhere near that level so far. Yeah, he scored a couple of goals, nice last minute winner. Nowhere near enough this season. We need to think about centre-backs big time because Shaw's getting on, right? And he's clearly not what he was. We shouldn't be relying on Lascelles next season. He's been injured a lot. Botman might never be the same after his injury. And then you've got Krath and Burn. That's a wank bunch of centre-backs, that, like. Joe Willock's been injured constantly since coming, and we basically might as well write him off. And I'm sorry, like, because he has got talent, but he's not reliable. So as far as we're concerned, we need to start thinking like he doesn't exist. And that's sad, but that's how you should run that football club right now. You can't rely on him. Honestly, just saying Sean Longstaff's picture. If he starts a single Premier League game next season, we haven't been good enough in the summer. So yeah, 3 1-on-1s missed, a penalty not given, and Ten Hag still has the cheat to get on the pitch and give a fucking victory speech. This man has no shame, by the way. To be fair to him, it's a classic fucking Ten Hag victory. Got outplayed, should have been outscored, got lucky, and takes all the credit as if it was a mastermind performance. I think he's trying to save his job with that, and fair fucks. And I swear to God, I hope this man keeps his job, because Man United fans will know, you know, over the years, we have never outplayed you like this before on a consistent basis. I think we've won 3 in a row. We should have won the fucking cup final. We outplayed them in that game. We've just outplayed them in this game. So in the last 5 games, we've outplayed Man United every fucking time. That's never happened aside from when Ten Hag's been manager. So I am praying Man United keep this guy. And people might think I'm being salty there. I'm genuinely not. And being honest as well, Bruno Fernandes, if Manchester United do happen to let him go, that would be the biggest mistake in the whole club, because he's the only one who really has that cutting edge and has that level of quality where you're like, you will keep on delivering for this football club, guaranteed. And I know he's taken some criticism because he hasn't been perfect this season, but he is so instrumental to the way Man United get results. I was quite proud of Anthony Gordon afterwards. He gave a really good interview about VAR and how he had belief in that was going to give him the right result, prove him right. It let we're down, and you're thinking to yourself, well, what's the point then? Because if the ref doesn't get it right, you've got VAR. VAR doesn't get it right, then what the hell are we doing then? And it's the same story all fucking season, I'm afraid, for every club. I'm not sitting here going, oh, it's unfair on Newcastle. It's shit for everyone. Overall, it's a miserable and weird situation to be in, because logically I understand Chelsea and Man United have been shite this season, but they still have spent so much money so that when they do get injuries like the Newcastle have had and the other 2 clubs have had, they've got a much better backup level of talent to come in. Our backups, they don't even belong in the Premier League, and unfortunately we just haven't been able to capitalise on how shit the others have been. And here's the real worry. Not only have we missed out on Europa League by the looks of it, I certainly don't give a shit about the Conference League right now. I'll judge that when it happens, but I wanted the Europa League badly because I still have a lot of respect for that competition. I still think it's got a lot of merit to it, and also it then enables you to keep the good players you've got in your squad and hopefully attract more. If you're Bruno Guimaraes, if you're Anthony Gordon, if you're Isak, and you're constantly being let down by the sludge and shit running around behind you, you got to think, what's the fucking point in this? I could go to another club, challenge for silverware immediately. Why bother? And that I'm not sure on. I really am not. Because if Eddie Howe gets a few more players in this season, keeps building onto the squad, and we lose that many games again next season and show the mental fragility that we've shown time and time again this season, I can't defend him. I like Eddie a lot. Just like I like a lot of these players. But if you're not getting the results, then you've got to get the fuck out. That's why I'm feeling next season. Eddie's got a good chance. We'll give him the summer. Hopefully give him a few million to spend. But if we keep losing this many games, especially 11 away from home, got to go, mate. And I really, really want Eddie to succeed. He's a very analytical speaker. He's a clever man. He doesn't say the wrong things. He doesn't let the club down in the way that idiot Steve Bruce used to all the time. But it's a results game. And this has not been fucking good enough. So just buy some fucking midfielders and defenders, for Christ's sakes. Thanks. So, congrats to Man United. Obviously, you're enjoying this right now. You know how much I hate you guys. Fair play. I respect it. But equally, just to get my little parting shot in, you beat us and we're fucking still ahead of yous in the league. That's how shit you truly are. Even with all the injuries, we're still above you. So you enjoy your win. But you can enjoy the fact that Newcastle United are still the top United in the league. Thank you very much. Go fuck yourself. See you later.